We are delighted to be joined by Georgie Bell from the Heart Cut in the studio today. Thank you so much for coming up and popping along for some nice drams. And you've brought a nice bottle with you today. What do we have on the table?
So this is our latest single cask release from Westland.
Okay.
Westland is an American single malt distillery in Seattle, in Washington. And this is actually a cask from their local peat program. So have you tried much from Westland?
I think I've had maybe one or two. For a while, I thought they were the same thing as Westward Distillery, and I was like, oh, they're quite inconsistent in style. And then I realised it was actually two
distilleries.
Things. So, but I've heard lots of good things about Westland.
Yeah. And both of them are in the Pacific Northwest as well. Okay. And they both make American single malt.
Yes.
So
I'm not a complete idiot.
It's fine.
I'm sure there's others who've got them muddled up.
I do from time to time because we've also bottled a Westwood.
Okay. Well, you're part of the problem.
There we go. But yeah, what I love about Westland specifically is that they are one of the distilleries that were at the forefront of the American single malt movement. And you may know that recently that was ratified by the government. Yes. So it's now an official category, which is cool. Yeah. But they're also looking at whiskey in a really sustainable manner, quite like Niconian in a way. And they're trying to bring in the taste of the Pacific Northwest in the glass. And they've done this through a variety of different ways. So one of them is obviously using only locally grown barley, which is great because, again, story of pragmatism. The American or Pacific Northwest is the most fertile barley growing area in all of the US. Okay. But not only that, they experiment with different local woods. So they have a Gariana release, which is matured in like a native local oak to them. And then this. So they wanted to make a peated... they wanted to make a peated whiskey that tasted of where they're from for a while. And to start with, they were using Scottish peat and imported smoked barley, as a lot of distillers do around the world. But then they found a local peat bog in the Olympic Peninsula near to the distillery. Now, being a geography student, or was a geography student, I love the way that a place and this sense of place can come through smoke, right? And actually, if you think about the makeup of peat, peat is decomposed vegetation, and the vegetation on Isla is going to be very different to that of the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, in the same way as Orkney peat for Highland Park, it's more heathery, whereas Laphroaig is all seaweed and medicinal and all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And actually, the vegetation in the Olympic Peninsula is super herbaceous, super green, and famous for herbs like Labrador tea, etc., etc. So this is part of that program where a very small amount of their whiskey is smoked using local peat. Yep. And they brought out the first release of that in 2023. It was called the Solemn edition. And this is actually the first single cask that's ever come from that program outside of the Solemn releases, which is really cool.
That you've ended up with it. It's great.
Thanks. Well, you know.
I mean, it's pretty niche, but I find it cool.
Thank you. Yeah. This isn't smoky.
Okay.
The whiskey, the smoke comes through as like herbaceous character and adds a layer of complexity rather than smoke. Yeah. Should we give it a try?
Very excited to try it. Yeah.
Cool.
This smells great, by the way. Sweet as well. I know, it's clearly not an Isla single malt. It doesn't have that raw intensity to it, but it's lovely.
Yeah, I actually don't get any smoke on the nose on this. So we've reduced this down to 53% ABV. Okay.
I think that's really delicious, actually.
Yeah.
A lovely mouthfeel to it, lovely finish to it. I think it's a sort of dram that is quite flexible as well, so maybe sometimes you taste it and there'll be certain aspects of it which are a bit more prominent. Absolutely.
I think it's super chewy. It's got a really lovely, there is a herbaceous element in there. It's not smoky, right? But it's complex, and that the local Washington State peat has added to that complexity, which is what I love about this. Super tropical, get that like fresh pineapple character coming through, apricot jam, a little bit of stone fruit in there. But it's just all in all just super delicious.
Yeah. I think it's a really stunning, and I think I was maybe playing devil's advocate a little bit, but I think this is such a perfect heart cut bottling.
Yeah.
Because it's flavour led, it's got a story to it, it's obviously decent whiskey as well.
Yeah.
And it encourages people to taste it, enjoy it, and find out why they're enjoying it and what aspects contribute to that.
Yeah,
experience.
and it's also one of a kind, right? So this again, like a lot of our other releases, is a single cask. It's one of 306 bottles.
Even more limited than you thought.
There we go. And once it's gone, it's gone. Which is really cool, actually. Yeah. I love single casks, and I love that whole once it's gone piece to it. Yeah.
Cool. Really, really stunning. Thanks so much for talking me through it. And yeah, looking forward to trying some more from Westland and Heartcup as well.
Thank you.
Cheers. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want us to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.